This week we are doing a reseller recap, and make sure you stay to the end because we are talking about that whatnot drama that permeated the Instagram community.
All right. To start off, we're going to go over our goals. We always cover our reselling goals and then our goals for YouTube.
So for the numbers, we're not going to be able to give you a breakdown this month because, as in all businesses, we had a down month. Now, this is entirely our fault. It is not to do with the platforms or anything like that. We got sick for an entire week, and right after that, we went on vacation for a week. So that meant no listing, no sourcing.
And then that happened.
And yes, some other things happened that may have distracted me just a little bit. But our monthly goal is 6,200, and needless to say, we did not hit that goal at all. But we're going to move it along and just hope November is better. But we did hit another goal.
So for YouTube, we had our best ever month in terms of revenue from the views. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say thank you enough. It's incredible. Anytime we set a new mark for YouTube, it makes our entire day. And apart from the views, we couldn't do it without our channel members because that represents a huge part of that. And saying thank you seems wholly inadequate.
Yeah, so every one of you that has decided to click that little link in our description box and pay $1 a month, we appreciate you more than you know. We do have a Facebook group for you guys to get to know each other, to ask questions, and to hopefully learn from us. But the fact that you decided to use that money to support us means more than you know. But you're not the only ones that are helping us out. All of you guys that are clicking likes on the video, that are commenting on the videos, that are sharing the videos in Facebook groups and on your Instagram stories and on whatever place that you're sharing it, that is contributing to the growth of this channel, and it means the world to us. We are tiny in this little sea of resellers, we know, but we are so appreciative of every single one of you, and I don't even know, like, there's no more thank yous that I can do that
it's honestly crazy.
Yeah, just nothing would be enough. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and yeah, let's get into the sourcing highlights, because some of these I think you guys are going to want to know.
So for sourcing highlights, we actually picked these up a day or two ago, and they are super bizarre. They are 7 for All Mankind, new with tags, faux leather sweatpants?
Yeah, faux leather joggers?
I don't know how. They're weird, honestly. They're just different and unique, and I picked them out, and I was like, yep, okay.
Yeah, and if you are on that Facebook group I mentioned to you guys, you will know the term biker core, and that is what this falls under for sure. I use the words biker core, rocker, and grunge to describe these, but they are so weird, and they have a really great sell-through rate, and they're new with tags. Given the holiday season is coming, new with tags is so important, and these are that.
New with tags is the thing to shop for this time of year.
Absolutely.
It's not even close.
And speaking of new with tags.
Next item is also new with tags. You picked this up on vacation, and we got it wrong. So we thought that this was just a casual day robe to wear around the house, and that it was women's because that's Tory Burch. Obviously, they don't only do women's.
Right?
Turns out they do men's. It's men's clothing. It's a men's yellow robe.
Robe?
Day robe. It's like a casual around the house robe. You're not gonna wear it outside. First off, like that's I wouldn't wear it full stop. Although it does fit. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, so first of all, I need to know, did you guys know that Tory Burch did men's? Like, let me know in the comments below. Am I just woefully behind? I need to know. But also, yeah, I don't know what this is. It's in the color Sunshine. So, I mean, I guess I could use dopamine dressing in there, but I don't know. But it's already gotten interest. And again, new at tags. So with the holiday season coming up, this is going to be a really great item to have in my closet. Now, the next one is just, I mean, it's the awesomeness that I aspire for in my closet.
So this is straight 90s vintage nostalgia. This is from one of our first ever flip lots, which we'll be covering it in a separate video entirely about our experience as a pro seller. It is a furry guess jacket. Hairy jacket? Is it hairy or furry?
It's furry. Go with furry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's special. It's bizarre. It's weird. It's eclectic. Not something that I would have bought.
Yeah, and I woefully misunderstood how epic this was when I priced it. So I'm really excited to see how it does, and I'm really hopeful that I can give the person who sent this box to me a higher price than they're expecting for it, because someone needs to have the Moira Rose like whole vibe going on. I know someone needs this. It probably would have been best for Halloween, but it's okay. we all have our inner Moira that we want to show. So I think this is going to be great.
Do we?
We do. We do.
Okay.
All right, so moving on to some personal drama. So this video is packed full of drama, but this is just the personal drama.
So this is our experience with eBay authentication. And have to say, except for the buyer, which is a huge part of the transaction, eBay authentication is as good as advertised. It is possibly as good as the global shipping program. It is 10 out of 10 for their side of it. The buyer, negative $1 billion. It was just awful.
Yeah, so let's start with how the program works, right? So the program works where they send you a label and you send your item to the authentication program, and eBay decides which items fit in. There is a whole list of brands that are going to fit in and styles within that brand. We didn't know anything about this. It was brand new at the time that this happened to us, and we were really nervous because everyone's heard the horror stories about Posh, right? But it went very quickly. It was done on a holiday weekend. It was done fast. And everything looked good. Now, eBay states that their program is to do two things. It's to make sure that the item is authentic, and is also to make sure that the item is as described. Now, once the buyer gets the item, if for any reason they do decide to return it, this item will go back through the authenticity guarantee program in order to ensure that the item has not been modified in any way according to eBay, and they will then send it back to the seller. So our buyer, on our vacation, ruined my whole day.
Oh, it was awful. So they wanted to return them because they said that we had not disclosed some very clear tribute Sharpie on the back to some unknown person, and that the wear on the soles had not been disclosed, both of which we checked was very clearly noted in the title, the description, and the photos. I don't know what else we could have done except make the person come to our house and look at them in person.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer.
Yes, so unfortunately we do have returns on, so it was automatically approved and I wasn't able to fight this. Now, we did talk to an eBay rep, and they recommend that if you are using the authenticity guarantee program, to turn off returns.
All of this.
Yes, they said that that is the only way to ensure that a buyer cannot do this, and that you will automatically be sided with because eBay has proved that your item matches the description. So they told me that I should have done that. Granted, new program, I didn't know, but they said to do that. They also were very kind in offering a shipping rebate to me because, of course, as they open as an INET, I have to pay shipping. So that was really nice. Unfortunately, it does appear that service metrics would still be affected because, as I was told by eBay for Business, this is a peer-to-peer program and there is nothing eBay can do to remove anything on service metrics. This is a whole nother video, right? If you guys want to know our experience with service metrics.
That's so dumb. That's such a cop-out of an answer from eBay. But
if you want to know our experience with service metrics, the things we've learned, all of the things that we're doing to try and combat this going forward, please let us know in the comments below because it's a lot. But yeah, the buyer is able to return the item and can affect your business even though eBay inspected it.
So good news for us, knock on wood, is that currently the person has not shipped them back through the program. Now, I have a few conspiracy theories as to why. I expect that it's one, they either damaged them and they wanted to return them without having to go back through the authentication, and they can't because they don't want eBay to see that they are returning a damaged item. Or the second, which is more likely, they wanted to return a counterfeit pair of sneakers, and because that has to go back through the authentication, they are going to chicken out and take the loss.
Yeah, so we will see. They have 2 days left. So, I mean, maybe I can put a pinned comment letting you know if it ever came back and if I'm able to get eBay to close it as in our favor. But keep those fingers crossed for us. We don't want it back. I want that money staying in my account, so we shall see. Now, let's move on to some drama that hit the Mercari community that is, I mean, just stinky, I guess.
Certainly not something that you would like to see or receive. That's just, it's
oh my goodness. This is, if you guys haven't heard this, make sure you listen because first of all, this is illegal. And second of all, we all need to be aware that this is possible, which is just awful. But let's go ahead.
So the gist of the story is someone shipped out an item and the person had a problem with the item and flipped out to the point where they said, you are an expletive seller, so I'm going to send you excrement.
Feces.
in the mail.
Let's call it what it is, feces. Yeah. So to give a little bit more context, the Mercari seller sold some Pokemon cards, and the Pokemon cards took about 9 days to get to the buyer, and the buyer was being a little bit impatient, so the seller went ahead and double checked on them. Just a little bit of USPS delays. But when the buyer received the cards, they were upset that it was over packaged. The seller stated that they wanted to make sure the cards did not bend in transit, but the person was really upset and essentially said that sellers should listen to buyer's request, and the buyer had requested minimal packaging. Because of this, the buyer submitted a cancellation request, and it did take the seller about a day to respond to the cancellation request because, we don't live on our phones. And because of that, the person got really upset and called them an expletive seller and threatened to send them feces. Now, that is bad enough. That is horrible. It is illegal to do that if you wanted to know. But what actually happened is just as bad.
So they sent the other side of it. So not poop, but...
They sent the number 1.
Yeah.
So the liquid version of the bodily fluids that can happen, they sent that in the mail, and I don't even know what I would do in that situation. The person was not aware of what was in the box, so they opened the box, and they are afraid they touched it. Horrifying. I'm going to try and make sure you guys see a photo of the package that they received because, oh my goodness, this is obviously illegal. Okay, first of all, you cannot send bodily fluids like this through the mail. I know you guys know
you
this,
actually can, because there is a service that will mail animal poop, like horse poop, to someone, and you can do that. It's just
not without their consent.
That is the problem right there. First off, that's not at all called for. Also, just on top of being the worst thing that you can do, it was done very poorly, so the person is going to be caught. Yes. Like, if you're going to do that and break the law and send someone the worst thing ever, don't do it
with your name.
Like, yeah. That's just really dumb.
Yeah, so the person has gone to the police. The thing that really upsets me, and the reason I think the community needs to know about this, is Mercari was notified of what happened, and Mercari stated that there was nothing they could do. And that is very frustrating to me. So I just kind of want to put this out there that this is possible, and the platforms may not have your back. I think it's important that we as sellers have each other's back, though, and we make sure that we go and we tag Mercari on Twitter or any other places that we can to kind of tell them how unacceptable this is and how they need to protect their sellers better. This is disgusting. This is harassment and plenty of other terrible...
it's not called for.
It's just awful. So I want you guys to be aware that this is a possibility. And as of right now, Mercari does not have their back, and that is just not okay. We should not be okay with that. So yeah, horrifying. Let me know if you guys have heard of this. If this is the first time you're hearing about it, please leave that in the comments and share this with the community. The community needs to know where Mercari stands on things like this.
All right, now for the main drama. The main drama that is whatnot.
That I personally don't feel is drama, but everybody else does, so we need to talk about it.
It's a nothing. It's the stupidest drama that is drama for no reason.
Yes, so, okay. So what is happening? So the community is up in arms because some of the top sellers are going from Whatnot to Posh Lives. Now, the main sellers that are in discussion right now are the Deal Queen and Nicole State. Now, we have our opinions on these sellers, and that's not the video for this. But essentially what people are angry about is that they feel that Nicole State and the Deal Queen used Whatnot to get referral credits from their following so that they could make money that way, and that they were not actually making money from the live sales. They were misleading people, saying that they were making money when all of that money they were making was referral credits. And when all of that dried up and all of their followers that they could get over came over, they decided to jump ship and go to Poshmark because, again, they weren't making money from their lives, only from the referrals. That is what the community is stating. Now, how do we feel?
I mean, I do think, honestly, that they both are either not being honest or vastly under-reporting the amount that they are receiving from the referral credits. I can only imagine that it is more than zero.
Yes.
Or more than $500. I would expect it's several $1,000s. Having said that, they wouldn't be moving from one live auction platform to another to continue live auctions if they weren't making money from live auctions.
Yes.
Which, to me, is the obvious answer, that they are making money from the auctions.
Yes. So I do believe that they are making money from live auctions. I'll use Nicole State as an example because I know her business model. I don't really know the Deal Queen, so I don't want to speak on that. But Nicole State's business model is volume, and she does shop at the bins. Now, this is not condoning what Nicole State does in any way, shape, or form, but do I believe that that business model can work in lives? Yes, I do. I do believe that that business model works well with lives, and even if you're selling things at the super low price that we see going on lives, you're still making money. So I do believe that between their followings and that business model, they were making money on lives. Do I think that they were misrepresenting how easy it is for other people to make money? Probably.
Yes.
Absolutely. That is probably fair. Now, do I think it's shady for them to jump from Whatnot to Posh? I'm kind of in the middle on that.
I mean, I guess my problem is the predatory nature of using your followers for making the profit and not being transparent about that, which there's nothing wrong with having people that know and like you, as we've mentioned at the start of this video.
Yeah.
Thank you to our subscribers. But using that to then make money and not be upfront about the reason why you're making more money than average is kind of just disingenuous. Like that's the part I have a problem. Make as much money as you want selling items. That's fine. Don't misrepresent how you made the money. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, so essentially how I feel is if they were, or if other live sellers were very transparent about the platform and said, hey, I'm making really great money on this new platform because I have a really great business model which allows for that, where I buy items at the bins and I sell it here for $5, $10. If you have this business model, you can do this too. And they got referral fees by doing that. And then when, Whatnot started dying out, which is what everyone is saying. Again, we're not on Whatnot, so we're going off of what people are saying. But when it started dying out, they said, hey, look, we still really think that live auctions are the wave of the future. Yeah. Not our opinion, communities. But we really think that, and we think it's the wave of the future, but this platform isn't bringing enough buyers. This platform over here is bringing buyers, so that's where I'm going. If that was the rhetoric, I see nothing wrong. I think that's fine. Yeah. I think it's who they are and the fact that they have been known to be predatory in nature that is the problem. But if you want our opinions on lives and our honest opinions on Nicole State, we're not shy about that, so click the link on the screen here to find more about that.